looks fine. I want to share some stuff that I learned on my previous shoot. So I've had 2 shoots now that I would say is probably a bit more of, documentary style, if you can call it that. I know it's not like crazy high quality yet or anything, but I have learned something the first time around. And I remember sitting, jotting it down. There were a couple of stuff that I looked at in the first film. I saw, okay, this might obviously not be the best way to do this. And I then decided, all right, great. So if I want to get better at this, I need to implement it. And then one of the things that actually really stood out, didn't really stand out, that I really, looking at my film, the first film I made about the cyclist, and then looking at, anything else, I realized that, let me just quickly get in over here, just want to be sure. Just over here. All right, good. Yeah, looks fine. Anyway, so one of the stuff that I realized is that I need to shoot less shots. That's what I have to do. I need to shoot less shots, and I have 3 things that I would like to just share on that and say about that, because looking at my first film with a cyclist, it's a lot of fast cuts. It's a lot of different shots, different angles, different stuff happening everywhere, and that's not the best. Let me just try to get this exposure a bit better, because wow. Yeah, that's better. Okay, good. So I had to do less shots. That's really important, because I looked at films, like movies and stuff, and then you see they really don't use a lot of shots to tell a good story in a scene. So I had to do less shots. And I did some reflection on why this is. And so the first thing is that my filmmaking, at least, seeing that I only started a year ago, buying a camera and doing stuff, is highly, highly influenced by social media, which is, Instagram Reels, TikTok, which thrives on attention grabbing, fast cuts, fast scenes, hooks, everything. So within a 30-second or even like a 20-second video, you might have so many different cuts and angles and things. So unlike maybe people that have been doing this for 10, 15, 20 years, that didn't have this influence, for most people, for me at least, getting into videography and filmmaking now, your biggest influence is social media. It is the fast cuts of social media. It is the, the hooks, all of the creative angles, the tricks that you can do to keep and retain attention. And so looking at my first film and seeing that, I realized that it just doesn't feel like I'm telling a story. It's like this overuse of fast hooks and fast angles, and which isn't good. So I realized that I need less shots. That's basically it. I need less shots. And which was quite, it sucked looking at the film and being like, if you're gonna for 4 minutes straight just use fast cuts, fast angles and all of those things, then obviously it's not gonna have the desired effect. There's still a place for that, but yes. So that was the first point. It comes from being influenced from social media, being influenced from Reels, TikTok, and all of those things. So going into the second film with the runner that I filmed, the ultra marathon runner, I knew that, okay, I need to do less shots. I need to think more like a cinematographer, less like a social media influencer, if I can call it that way. So what this did is this forced me, I remember it really well going out on the shoot. This is the second point. So this forced me to actually get good shots, which, I mean, it sounds stupid, but it actually really did force me to get good shots, because now I can't just, pitch up, get 20 random shots of him, putting on his shoes or putting on his jacket or whatever, or running up and down or doing this or doing that, because I knew I had to have less shots and let the shots play out. which I'll maybe talk about now, I had to actually be very, very intentional on my shots. I had to know, okay, like I need this kind of shot, I need this kind of shot, I need this kind of shot. So it really made shooting actually honestly a bit more fun. That there's in many instances where, yeah, you know, I can shoot more stuff, but I really have what I need. Instead of having 10 mindless shots, I have 3 really thought out ones, really good ones that I can just, you know, let it play out, so that the shot, so that what I'm seeing there, so that that tells the story. It's not my editing or my fast cuts and my stuff that's telling a story. It's what's actually seen is telling the story. I'm not saying I'm doing it perfect. I'm still learning, but this was really big for me. Realizing that this is not social media, and then seeing that on film day, this is actually so much easier. Knowing what I want and knowing that I have to film less shots. So that was really fun. Really enjoyed it. I think that the runner actually enjoyed it as well, because it's not a bunch of stuff that you do all the time. You know, do this, go there, go there. Just grab 1 or 2 shots that's really thought on and planned out, and it really works well. And eventually, again, starting out, but I feel there's so much power in it, just letting that shot play out, you know, because if you let it play out, that tells a story. There's power in that. There's power in letting a shot play out, because again, social media doesn't do that. If a shot goes on for longer than 5 seconds, and there's a lot of people that probably does have that, have shots going on for really long on social media, I get that, but for me that was not the case. So having the shots, having a few of them, it really did make me feel like a bit more of a filmmaker, which I enjoyed, and that was really fun. I remember there was a couple of times where we had the shot and I just let the shot roll. Just keep it going. Don't cut it, just keep it. This is a good shot, as good as I can make this right now. So that was really good. Then it leads to the final thing, which is shooting less helped my editing so much. It's not even funny. When I sat down to edit, I would edit and I would do this stuff, and I'm like, wow, man, like I'm already, you know, like almost halfway into this thing. That's crazy. Comparing it to a previous edit where I had to, like, you know, I'm editing for hours and I look and I'm like, wow, I'm just like, you know, 30 seconds in. This sucks. Editing sucks. But if I have, you know, instead of 20 shots, I only have 4, and I allow the shot to tell the story and to play out, all of a sudden, editing is easy. The storytelling is so powerful, because you can actually, you take the time to see what's happening. And yeah, the editing is easy, and the storytelling is really cool. Sorry, there's only 2 stuff there. But yeah, so that's really, that was big for me, the editing part. I really did enjoy having a quick edit. So shooting less shots, that's something I'm going to remember forever now as I film stuff. Being intentional on the shots, shooting it less, and it really does have a power, I believe. Looking at the shot, seeing it, and Hollywood does it as well. Well, I probably wouldn't say Hollywood does it. I mean, just filmmakers in general do it. So that's it. I want to shoot less shots, and I do believe that it is something anybody starting in filmmaking, doing filmmaking, can do as well, because there's great power in it.